Mike Joseph is standing by with Associate Professor of Economics, Chris Ruebeck. He is also the team mentor for the women's basketball team. Here's Mike.
Well, we'll hit the academic side of it, Gary. Chris Ruebeck, the faculty mentor for the women's basketball team, and this is a very interesting situation you're in. It's got to be exciting to work with the girls.
It is. It's a lot of fun. They are, serious students and serious athletes. They put a lot in on the court and in the classroom.
That's what everybody thinks about. You talk about all the travel they do and over break and things like that, and just talk to us a little bit about what you do with the girls. Maybe administering tests or helping them or tutoring them, maybe helping them pick classes, things like that, because a lot of people are interested in how much time they spend away from the classroom and how does that affect them in the classroom.
Sure. Well, they do spend a lot of time in the classroom as well as away, and there's a lot of support, various levels of support. They have academic advisors. They have a variety of folks that they can go to. I'm kind of like that extra little bit. I also work with talking to the recruits. I think, it says a lot about the commitment to academics that I'm part of that discussion that any recruit has before they come to the team, before they come.
Well, that's a huge part of it, Chris, because when you do get a recruit on campus, they're very interested in how much support they're going to get and where are they going to get that support from. So you do get a chance to talk to those recruits, meet with those parents and things like that, and that's extremely important. Now let's talk a little bit about the transition between coaches. Maybe obviously Coach Nolan last year, Coach Grant. What have you found maybe the difference between the two of them and how that affects the girls?
Well, I'm an economist. I'm not a basketball coach, so I'm really no authority on the matter. But I think Coach Grentz is doing a lot of good things with the players, and the whole staff I think is doing good work.
And a lot of these girls obviously are very academic, and like you said, they're so interested in coming out of Lafayette with that degree and moving on in their life. And you teach them great classes. Right now, you have a class that's I'll see if I can pronounce it: computational simulation of markets and behavior. Tell us a little bit about that class you're teaching now over the interim.
Well, it's a class where I have a small number of students who have programming experience, so they've coded in Python or Java or something like that, and we're thinking about how to write code to simulate what happens in markets, what happens in social situations, and things like that.
Okay, and that would take. And then you do also take a class. You have a class that you're teaching in the upcoming spring semester, which has a little bit more to do with some pricing, predatory pricing, things like that, firm work. I did a little background on you and things like that. And will you find some of the athletes in those classes as well?
Yes, I have. I've had actually last semester several of the men basketball players in this industrial organization class, and we think about firms with market power, how firms think strategically and interacting with each other.
Well, right nowadays we always talk about how much power the NCAA has over the monopoly and these kids, really market power over some of these kids and the way they kind of transition into the world. Do you talk about that at all? Because I think that's a huge thing right now. People are thinking about maybe knocking down the NCAA a little bit and taking a little bit of that power away from them.
Sure, it's a big discussion, and a lot of economists weigh in on this question. And certainly there's a lot of variables that go into it. There's something valuable that the student athletes are getting, and it also depends on what school you're talking about. Whether it's the Big Ten or the Patriot League, these are very different situations.
So they're really, obviously we're a smaller a Division I basketball team. The girls don't travel as much, but do you find the girls really? They don't really put much less into it as those big teams do. These girls are very interested in academics. They're going to come out of here looking to get jobs, and they're not looking to move on to the WNBA. And you see it obviously with the team that we're playing tonight in Army as well.
Well, we certainly see both women and men from Lafayette going on to play basketball, not in the U.S., but they are playing basketball, and so it means a lot to them. But we also see them having those same people, as well as different combinations, having very successful careers in a number of different fields.
Chris, thank you so much for a couple minutes. Here with Chris Ruebeck, one of the professors that keeps these girls on and off the court going strong. Back to you guys.